I don't know why I've gotten it in my head that I feel this strange craving to do a cold plunge today. I was swimming in here last year and the summer before that too. Was I diligent about cold plunges? No. We probably know by now that there are great health benefits. I have this idea that I'm going to do 30 or 31 days of cold plunge. Well, I feel like the only way for me to actually be accountable for doing this is to film at least part of it. At least the entry. I'm not going to take up that much storage space, but I'm going to do an entry, then I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to record after and see what revelations or somatic responses come up. Because the first time that I did one, I definitely purged out some just visceral somatic shit. And it's always nice to be back in lovely Colorado in the summer, where the water, there's different bodies of water everywhere and it's freezing. So without further ado, I'm gonna try to get in there, and I'm gonna sit in there for let's start with 2 minutes. I read that it's up to like 10 minutes a week, I believe, in total. And I read about the breathing because I never paid much attention to the breathing and how you do it before, but now I know how to do it, so we're gonna do it. Well, that was good for a start. I obviously didn't go in up to here, but I will as we go along. I mean, I could attempt it again. There's another spot I used to go last year that I could get in there a little bit easier and kind of like pull myself up and down with the rocks. I'm gonna try to post this along with just like 31 days of it, even though we're kind of coming almost not to the end of June, but we're in like mid-June now. And I've learned now in starting this channel, as I've been coming up with what do I want to focus on. There's a lot of things that I can talk about, but I have been working with men for years now, and I'm definitely going to be making videos that are centered for men. June is Men's Health Month. June is also PTSD Awareness Month. Is there a link? Not necessarily, but there can be when you think of military who often come back home with PTSD. Of course, shout out to any military women who are watching this. I mean, no disrespect or dishonoring your service. Thank you for your service as well. I am looking at the men who've come back with PTSD in this instance. Why is PTSD on my mind? Because I had PTSD and I healed my body of PTSD and my mind. This is holistic health, okay? I healed myself of PTSD, and it is possible. Years ago, before COVID, I was thinking, what do I want to do for a career transition? And I really wanted to help men especially, and help veterans with PTSD and in creative ways. Now, can I expand this out to anyone with PTSD? Of course. But I know men very well. I know them very intimately after being a professional dominatrix for 6 years. I've seen the most vulnerable parts of men. And I have men do some of the worst things to me, as you might imagine, and I've had men who have treated me so beautifully, so well. And for some reason, in all of my time, I never really held a grudge to men. There wasn't this blanketed, black and white grudge, as in black and white thinking, where all men are bad. I never really held that. In fact, I struggle more with the sister wound around women than with men. Am I working on this? Yes, of course I'm trying. And we'll talk about it in other videos. But it's easy for me to understand men, and I've always enjoyed working with men. And yeah, we'll leave it there. Welcome to the channel. I'm not even going to edit this much. We're just going to upload it and keep it rolling, so I stay accountable for 31 days of cold plunging. And if I can't find a river, I'm going to do the cold shower thing. So I think it's a nice honoring of masculinity, because we associate masculinity with taking risks and doing these types of activities, which I don't know if it's necessarily masculine or feminine, but whatever. We can say proving one's strength and power is often attributed to the masculine. All right, guys, enjoy. I'll see you next time. Mwah. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to go back in, because half of my body feels exhilarated and refreshed, and the rest of my body, from like my breasts up, feel like a completely different temperature. I might go back in. This is going to be difficult. But you know what I've realized when developing and adhering to practices over the years, because I have various practices going all the time. I've got a whole morning ritual that involves different practices. You gotta sometimes just not think. Just don't even cater to the complaining or whatever, and just kind of mindlessly go into it. And like, it's all of the complaining and the resistance, especially when we cater to it, that will hold us back all the time. Easier said than done, right? But that's my strategy, and it works. The more we contemplate, the worse it's gonna be. I just gotta get in there. Why do I have this idea? I gotta make myself do it. But it's so fucking cold. It's so fucking cold. And now I can see just how tan I am. Jeez, this is the brownest I've ever been in my life. Got some really bad tan lines. Okay. I can do it. I can do this. Yeah, I can do this. We're going to do this for 31 days. Let's have a chat. Let's have a chat. I know I could have pushed it and I could have gone in longer, but I also have a tendency sometimes to, I was tomboy growing up, as you can, I don't know, maybe imagine. I love the things that are deemed masculine. I was always like the first one that the boys picked on the team in PE or whatever. I was the home run hitter. Played soccer as well. I saw a lot of masculinity from my mother. So, it feels good. It feels good to dip in there. Yeah, it gets easier once your body kind of gets over that initial shock, you know. But my point, sorry, apologies. My point was that I can tend to push it sometimes and try to prove my strength too much and get hurt. And have you been there? Do you relate to that? Bug off. The mosquitoes, man. Let's be kind to ourselves and use my fluffy new towel. I have a tendency that I can push it too far sometimes and try to be proving my strength. And I'm inching myself away from doing that actually these days and having a more balanced, mindful approach to things, where if I see I'm going into that, I'll actually pull myself away a bit to just test that out, to experiment with it. So that was good. We'll add that into the video. Now I feel a little bit of the shivers. And that's good. That's good. That's a purging. Tomorrow I'm going to get up and go on to a certain trail that I really enjoy, that I would repeat doing many days out of the week. Last year, I'm quite a variety seeker, which is, I'm embracing it and I enjoy it. I know it's a need of mine. It's like a very top need for uncertainty and variety. But I also, last year when I was repeating the same thing, I had a motivation to do this, because to go onto the same trail every day instead of hopping around different trails, which is totally great to do in Colorado. It's like one of the best things. There's so much selection. But I wanted to learn more discipline and what it would be like to do a certain activity, the same thing every day, because I think there's a lot we can learn from that. And that I wanted to bring that more into my my artistic practices, like painting, for example. And I want to bring this more into these videos. Something else I want to add in here, because it is June 20th, by the way. Yeah, maybe I should have started this in the beginning of June, but one of the points is better late than never. I'm a firm believer in better late than never. Just start. You will always gain something whenever you start. It is better than just not starting. But the perfectionistic mind, the ego, the black and white thinking, all or nothing, those kinds of wavelengths and patterns, which is all ego, right? That will tell us stuff like, well, what's the point in starting now? It's June 20th, blah, blah, blah. We're going for 31 days and we're starting in the middle of June. And that is that. We can still celebrate men and, well, sounds weird, celebrate PTSD awareness. Okay, you get me. We can acknowledge it, honor it, all of that at any time of the year. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, and please comment below on any of the things that I've uttered from my lips and anything you'd like me to make a video around or talk about. And I'll see you next time. Mwah.